All right. So Kamala finally did a national solo TV interview. And unlike P. Diddy, she didn't need any baby oil to slide through this one. Before the interview, MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhle revealed her unique qualifications for the job on Bill Maher's show.
I just said I'm not going to vote for her.
Kamala Harris is not running for perfect. She's running against Trump. We have two choices. And so there are some things you might not know her answer to. When you move to Nirvana, give me your real estate broker's number and I'll be your next door neighbor. We don't live there. Okay, then I would just say this. Did you ever play the game, Would You Rather?
Would you rather? Yeah, I play Would You Rather every time I put on MSNBC. Would I rather watch that or start a juice cleanse before making love to Andrea Mitchell? But voting for Kamala seems a lot more like a different game, like Sorry or Risk. Meanwhile, Biden was more of a boggle, Trivial Pursuit, with time left over for operation. So that's all Ruhle needs to know. Kamala isn't Trump. And Steph's really passionate about Kamala avoiding the press, unless, of course, the press is her. There she is. But first things first. Why is Ruhle wearing the latest from the Wednesday Addams collection? Maybe she knew Kamala was going to speak less than Lurch. R.I.P. And where did they tape this? The back room of a Home Depot? I think they were both sitting on floor model toilets. Anyway, on to the substance of the interview. There wasn't any. There was more fluffing here than in your average porno. If Ruhle were any more of a plant, she'd require watering. But at least I didn't hear the word holistic 3 times in 15 seconds.
And looking holistically at the connection between that and housing. And looking holistically at the incentives we in the federal government can create for local and state governments to actually engage in planning in a holistic manner that includes prioritizing affordable housing.
And here I thought Joe was the stutterer. She says holistically like she just learned the word holistically. It was like I was in Spanish class when I finally learned the phrase el sexo anal. Kamala also talked as if she hasn't been the VP for the past 4 years. Instead, she sounded like a temp on her first day at a new job. She says she wants to create an opportunity economy. But like Joe, after a pint of strained peas and 3 Ensures, she left a big mess.
But not everyone, gets handed stuff on a silver platter. And so my vision for the economy, I call it an opportunity economy, is about making sure that all Americans, wherever they start, wherever they are, have the ability to actually achieve those dreams and those ambitions.
She's going to create an economy? She can't even create a sentence. How about this?
So, just to be very frank, I am never going to apologize for going after companies and corporations that take advantage of the desperation of the American people.
Wow. Greedy grocers aren't the reason families need a cosigner to buy eggs, lady. You think someone who smoked as much weed as she claims would keep the price of snacks down? Of course, she wants those evil corporations to pay their fair share.
We're going to have to make sure that the biggest corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. That's just it. It's about paying their fair share. I am not mad at anyone for achieving success, but everyone should pay their fair share.
Fair share doesn't mean anything. It's like saying I love you. Oh. For the phrase fair share is terminally subjective. And like a book from Brian Kilmeade, no smart person buys it. Especially any adult who's been around kids where saying, that's not fair, is applied to everything. Including when I wouldn't pay the Boy Scouts I hired to wax my back because the experience should be payment enough. Letting a Democrat decide what a fair tax rate is like letting a junkie decide how much meth he should get for $50. Here's more gibberish.
Tax deduction for startups to generate the innovation and the ambition of the ideas that are present and among us, but need the fuel to be able to actually achieve the goal.
Is it just me, or do I feel like someone just roofied ChatGPT? So that's all we got. But how did Ruhle think it went? Does she think one could watch and say Kamala didn't give a clear and direct answer? But that's okay, because we're not talking about clear and direct issues.
One could watch that and say, well, she didn't give a clear, direct answer. That's okay, because we are not talking about clear or direct issues.
Okay, flying nun. Her and Kamala should have a stupid off. The issues aren't clear or direct. Inflation, crime, the border, what's unclear there? I'm going to use that excuse the next time a cop asks me how fast I was going. Just kidding, I have a driver. Doocy's not bad. But Steph got exactly what she said she wanted, no straight answers. And for the rest of us, not so much. At least now we know why Kamala has been avoiding the press. I've never seen someone so anxious and irritable while trying to express hope and joy. She probably woke up with a headache. I don't know if she's a wine drunk, but her policies are those of a wine drunk. Vague platitudes that could only fool other drunks, matching her drink for drink. Until the morning when the harsh sun of reality peeks through the blinds. No wonder consumer confidence fell in September after notching a 6-month high. Because perhaps the public not only sees Harris as the Democrat nominee, but also the one being pushed by the legacy media, the deep state, Hollywood, all the usual suspects. Once again, we're in an unfair fight just because we're winning.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.